Hey mama, welcome to Your Purpose Poppin'. I'm Danielle and this is your bite-sized boost to reset your mindset, release the chaos, and step back into your day with purpose and peace. Over the next few minutes, we'll get refocused, refreshed, and realigned. So let's get to it. Okay, mamas. So I wanted to pop in today and remind you that you are worthy, to remind you that you are worthy of joy. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy. And you might be sitting in a place right now where you do not feel worthy. And I know we had been talking about joy, the JOMO, right? The joy of missing out and having this innate joy in our hearts and where that comes from. We unpacked that for, the past couple of months, right? And we really were talking about alignment last week. And I started to think about a Mahatma Gandhi quote, which is, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are all in harmony. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and you do are all in harmony. And I believe that what Gandhi was talking about was not necessarily this fleeting happiness, but this true joy that we are looking for, right? Like this true happiness and joy that we actually feel in our hearts, this peace that comes from doing life when what you think, what you say, and what you do are all in alignment. They are all in harmony. You know, we talked about aligned flow last week, and I can't help but remember back when I would feel like what I thought, what I said, and what I did were definitely not in alignment. And a lot of times in motherhood, when we have lost our identity, when we are feeling like we don't even know who we are definitely not operating in a place where what we think, what we say, and what we do are in harmony with one another. And when you are kind of going through, as we talked about last week, these steps in order to figure out what's most important to you and why, because when you lose your identity and when you aren't even sure that you can figure out for yourself, like what feels right, when you have to do some work to remind yourself or to rediscover, right? Like I had called the podcast Mamas Redefine Success when I first started this podcast, because you have to redefine what success looks like for you when you become a mom. And while you're doing that, this work that we're doing to uncover that and to, be able to walk through our life in this aligned flow that I was talking about, I don't want you to think that you have to wait for that joy. Because that alignment, you can feel that when what you think, what you say, and what you do, when you're on the path to all of those things making sense, or all of those things being able to actually happen at the same time, right? When what we're thinking and saying and doing are all working together, they're all in alignment. We feel very true to ourselves. And that is that true peace and that joy that we're looking for, right? But sometimes as we're on this journey, we can feel like we aren't even worthy of peace or joy, right? Our lives feel so chaotic. We feel so out of control, overwhelmed, like we can't even really figure out what is going on with us and we don't know why. We feel like a bad mom. We feel like a bad wife. We feel like a bad friend, right? All of these things. And I want you to know that you are worthy of joy, that you are not a bad friend or a bad wife or a bad mother, right? That you are just figuring things out, that you are on your path to discovering how to make this all work at once, right? And I want you to know that you don't have to wait until it is all in alignment for you to feel that joy. You really don't. That you can rest knowing, or you can feel at peace knowing that alignment, it will create that peace as you're figuring this out, as you go on, because life isn't going to get easier. It's just that you're going to get clearer. And that alignment is going to come, that peace is going to come while you are figuring this out, because you are clearer, not because life is going to get easier, right? Life doesn't have to get easier for you to be living in alignment and for you to feel peace, for you to feel this joy. You can be in alignment and feeling and experiencing that joy and that peace while it's still a little bit chaotic, right? Because you are clearer on what you want and why. I hope that makes sense to you. And I just wanted to take today and keep this short and sweet and just really impart in you that you are worthy of this peace. You are worthy of this joy, that you are worthy of doing and taking the time for yourself to do this work, to figure it out, because not only will it bring you joy, but it will make you a better mom. It will make you a better wife, a better friend. You will be so much happier and more joyful, but also it's going to trickle down, right? But you deserve it for you. It will affect other people and it will affect your entire life, but you deserve it for you. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of peace, and you are worthy of taking the time to work on you. Okay, mama, I just wanted you to hear that from me today. We're going to go deeper on Thursday of ways to create that joy, ways to create these feelings while you're going through it, right? While you are getting there. I'm going to give you some ways and encourage you to come up with some like rhythms, some little things that you can do to where you're preparing yourself for this peace and you're preparing yourself for this joy, as opposed to just like reacting to the chaos that's in your life, right? So we'll talk about that more on Thursday, but until then, just know that you are worthy, mama, okay? And I'll meet you right back here. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, mama. If so, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and then hit share and send this to a mom who needs this in her day. I'll meet you right here on Thursday. Keep smiling, y'all.